All right, we are live and we got ourselves a very special guest, a treat for us. And he's one of the best players to play in the Xbox console and FIFA in the FIFA game. At one point, top one in FIFA 21 and FIFA 22 for season 4 in Division Rivals. He reached top 3 in SR. So I'm really happy to have him here. My man Yoshi, how we doing?
We're doing good, man. How you doing, boss?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I had to give you a nice little intro, and we gotta let the people know that we got one of the best FIFA players in the Xbox console.
I appreciate it.
um, no, it's a real treat to have you here, and like I just kind of want to like pick your brain on kind of your journey and how you became so good at the game.
Oh,
So yeah.
okay. It's a good question. I feel like
Uh-huh.
kind of just I always played soccer in real life, or I guess
Okay.
football, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I played, so like I kind of got the IQ from just playing, and then
Sure.
as for video games wise, I've been playing video games basically my whole life. And so ever since, honestly, I think on the GameCube, maybe even the Nintendo 64, I was playing, I can't remember the game on Nintendo 64, but I know on GameCube, there's definitely a World Cup FIFA that I played.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was 2006, the Germany edition was like the first
Right.
big one I truly recall playing.
Yeah.
And like from that FIFA, I've always played. And so even if it was just like casually or a little bit, I've been playing the game for so long that over time, I guess I just got better and better. And then I didn't really take it serious until about, I wasn't even say serious either, but mainly to like maybe April of FIFA 21 is when I started really playing Ultimate Team. And I guess from there on, we just, I got, I was already pretty good, but the more I started really playing in the Ultimate Team and like really putting in time, then I started to like really enhance certain parts of my game to like really take it to the next level.
For sure. So ever since '06, were you playing every FIFA? Did you get every FIFA game?
I think I do have every FIFA. I remember
Oh
like
wow.
after that one, I remember playing other games. Like I think I had like Winning 11. I think I had
Okay.
PES for a few years randomly, but I know I definitely had like pretty much every FIFA ever from that
Uh-huh.
game at least. And so even if I was barely playing them as much because I was so young, I probably sucked when I was like, so, but you got to start somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So when did you start getting into Ultimate Team then?
Yeah. So I played Ultimate Team. I think I first started maybe like FIFA, I want to say like 11 or 12. And I like played it randomly, like just I don't even know how I got into the mode. And I just played it like a little bit. Didn't really take it like no more than like 100 games. Like I didn't really play it like that. But then I'd
Mm-hmm.
say the next time I truly played it was probably like maybe seven, it was either 17 or 18. I forget which one is when I like truly played it. Because like every year I'd play like a little bit, but nothing more than like maybe the first few months of the game, play like a few games here and there during the week, nothing too exciting. But I think like 17 or 18, I played a good amount for like 3 to 4 months, and then I stopped playing again. And then I got back into it in, I believe, 21, like I said, in around April when Team of the Season came out last year. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I think that's like when I truly started playing Ultimate Team. I say it would probably be like April of FIFA 21.
Got it. So then at 11 and 12, was that when Foot came out?
It might have came out in FIFA 10 or 9. I could be wrong though. I just remember like randomly clicking on the mode to be honest. And I don't even remember what I did on it, but I played it like I said, no more than like 100 games probably. But I know I'm not a Foot founder, so I don't think I played the first year it was out. I have to
Uh-huh.
look. I think my account says I can't remember if it says established 2011. It might be. I have to look.
Got
But
it.
yeah. What about
Um,
yourself?
Man, I started in 20. That's when I really
Okay.
started playing FIFA. I played FIFA 14 before that, but I was just
Uh-huh.
playing like a career mode type of
Yeah.
FIFAs. Yeah, and then I played previous FIFAs before that, but
Mhm.
not that much, to be honest.
Okay. I see.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I was just because when FIFA 20 came out, it was like right before the pandemic. So I
Uh-huh.
was playing a lot. I was playing a lot of seasons, and then
Uh-huh.
I came across Ultimate Team, and I was like, okay, I'll try this out. I'll try this game
Yeah.
out, and then I kind of got hooked after that.
Yeah, no, I mean, my biggest thing on FIFA is I either just used to play people for fun, like friends and stuff like that, and do like wagers and stuff. But
Right.
I always played clubs. Pro clubs is always my mode. Like
Oh, okay.
I always enjoyed, just trying to skill people and just go for records and stuff like that. And
Uh-huh.
so I usually played clubs, and then what happened was what got me more back in the ultimate team was that sometimes like if your boys aren't on, you're like, what am I gonna do right now? Like I didn't know what to play. And so I was like,
Right.
like we'll just play some ultimate team, even though it's like the big thing that people always say is it's pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, do I really want to start ultimate team like in the middle of the year and just be at a disadvantage and stuff like that? And then I don't
Yeah,
know, it kind of just gave me something to do, and I started winning. And then when you win, I guess it makes you want to play.
for sure. So like in 17 and 18 when you were playing Ultimate Team, do you remember like what rank you're getting in Weekend League?
Um, 17, I'm trying to think. I think I can't remember which one was the is 17 the one. Do you know when Foot Champs first started or no? I think it might have been 17. It used to be 40 games a weekend, I'm pretty sure. I never played 40 games in a weekend. It used to be because you said you started in 20, right? So I
Yeah.
guess and I think it was 17. It used to be 40 games and you could only play Saturday and Sunday. There was no Friday when it first came out. And so like 40 games at that, like with what I was doing in my life, was just not possible to be played on a weekend. So
Uh-huh.
I don't think I ever played more than 20 games in a weekend. So like I never would truly get like a real rank, I guess, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't even know what the rankings would be because
Yeah.
I only started when it was the 30 game Weekend Leagues,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. So it's still the same, like elite, gold, silver, all
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah.
And it used to be only top 100, not top 200. But it was 40 games, and like, there's no chance I was playing 40 games in 2 days. It just wasn't happening at the time.
Right. So when you were playing the amount of games that you're satisfied with, like what would be your record? Do you remember?
Oh, I mean, probably in 20 games, I probably at least have like 19 and one. I'd assume somewhere around there, or like maybe 18 and two, probably. But like, so like I was doing pretty well. But even then, like if I look back at it, like I bet if I go back now and I was to play those games, I'd probably be a lot better than what I was 5 years ago.
Right.
Because like when I played, I was just like I said at the time, I was playing just pro clubs and playing friends. So you don't really, when you're playing casually, you're not really enhancing your game much because you're not working on the little things. But
Mm-hmm.
like when you play Ultimate Team, you truly get to see the rat like that people have. So like you
Uh-huh.
adapt to like the meta. But like when you just play
Right.
your friends, like they're not abusing mechanics on the game usually.
Right. They're just playing for fun.
Yeah. So
Right. Yeah, we got a couple guys in the chat. Say hi to FIFA King and Bradley. So just saying what's up to them, giving them just some notice. And yeah, so what I want to ask is also, you were already 19 and 1. That's still pretty good. Like at 17, so you were pretty good back then.
yeah, I mean, I feel like those games too were like if you were good, you were more likely to win than if you're good now when you play somebody. I feel like the gap was slightly bigger.
Uh-huh.
And so if you know what you're doing, you could definitely compete. But I'm sure if I was playing like trying to play top level in that game, like I know people were like really good. So like
Mm.
I never really competed against those people. So I don't know how I would have fared at the time. But I feel like if I put in the time, it would have been interesting to see.
So when going to 21 then, did you play the whole year of
No,
Ultimate Team?
so that 21, so what happened was in 20 actually, there was like a random tournament that I forget what it was called, but basically there was some tournament, but it was an ultimate team, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, everyone was telling me like you should try to play in it. And I remember I signed up like a week late and everything. Like, so the tournament was already like it was like I forget how it worked. You basically played unlimited games, and then there's like a leaderboard, and then a certain number of people on the leaderboard, like advanced or something, right? But I didn't have an ultimate team. So I remember going into the tournament with like, this was like March or April. And I was using a 50K coin team at the time. And I was playing people with like, you name it, they probably had it in their teams. Like I was playing people with like, I mean, everybody by April, you have a good team if you played the whole year, you know?
Yeah.
And so like I was using like Daniel James off of my bench, and like we were using like gold, like, you know, like gold Wan Bissaka and stuff like that. But meanwhile, I'm playing against like Pele, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I remember going to tournament, I think every single game I played either went into overtime or PKs every single game I played. Keep in mind, like I'm using a 50K coin team, and I was using players like I had random loan cards. I just put them in the team, and like did not fit my play style, nothing. Like I just put anybody that I could get on the team. And when I played like that, and I was playing people that were like, some people were in it that were like competitive players. And so like, I remember playing a dude, I'm pretty sure he qualified for one of the FIFA like sponsored EA events. And I remember playing him, and like I said, we went to PKs, and I was like, if I'm competing with somebody with a 50K coin team, and I don't really play FIFA like 1v1 really, I was like, maybe I should try to take it more serious, you know, like if I'm able to compete with someone significantly out team like that. So then for FIFA 21, I started at the beginning of the year. I played like maybe for like a week or two, but my ping used to be 85, like 80 to 85 when I played. And so like playing on 85 ping is just like so unenjoyable. And like I love to dribble, so trying to dribble on that ping is like impossible. Meanwhile, you're playing against someone that's probably not on 85 ping. So like I just like decided to take a break from video games in general for like a good few months because my internet was terrible. And then randomly I would go and play like a weekend league here and there. Like if I go to a friend's house or something like that for the weekend, I'd like play a weekend league here and there. But I didn't really, I think my internet got better starting in like March-ish, I think it was. And I started picking like 35 to 40. And so I was like, okay, this is more playable now. And that's when team of the season was coming around by the end of April. And so that's when like I truly got back into the game and started grinding my team back up.
Got it. So when you were playing that tournament, what time period was that?
I think that was like, I think that was right when, I think it was March of, what are we, I'm trying to think. That would have been, it was FIFA 20, so 2 years ago. So it would have been March of 2020.
March of 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And then you're playing with the 50K team while everybody else had like all these crazy cards at the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I
I got excited.
Uh-huh.
I remember in the middle of the tournament, because I was trying to grind my team when I wasn't playing, I got so excited. I got Son on my team. Keep in mind, like, you know, he probably was not expensive at all at the time. I was like so excited. I was like, oh my God, like now I'm gonna be able to win, you know? Like that was such a big upgrade for me. And I was just so happy. But like I'm pretty sure at the time, like I would have to see if I can find it. I don't even think I won a game in the tournament, but like nonetheless, like I knew I could compete if I was doing what I was doing with those players, you know?
Right. So even with your 50K team, like you were
Yeah.
competitive on all the games.
Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, it was cool. The thing is that I remember getting mad too because like you go to overtime and my players would have like no stamina left, but the people I'm playing against, like their players have 99 stamina. It's like you can't even compete. You have to win in normal time or you're mudded. Like I don't know, but yeah. So that was like a stepping stone for sure, though.
Got it. And this was probably like a virtual tournament, right? No in person,
Yeah.
because at the time that
No.
would be like lockdowns
Yeah, I think
going on.
right actually the tournament started right before that happened. I'm pretty sure it got canceled. The whole thing got closed because of everything that occurred around that time period. So it never actually proceeded. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, that tournament never finished.
So was it in person?
No. It was a
Okay.
virtual one that
It was
was supposed
virtual.
to go in person eventually.
Oh, I
Like
see.
if you qualified, I think. But
Uh-huh.
I think the whole tournament ended up getting was it? I think they postponed it and canceled it. So the whole
Oh,
thing just
all
got
right.
canceled. At that time, like most of the EA sponsored events and like or like any third party things that were going on around that time, like everything basically got canceled for like a few months, I feel like at that time, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
or got moved to just straight up virtual. More so in the summer though, I think. I can't remember. I'd have to look back. But yeah,
Got
I
it.
know that one definitely got canceled, which I guess didn't affect me because I lost anyways.
So then after that, after the tournament, were you playing Ultimate Team? Probably around that's probably when TOTS came out. So were you like playing all the weekend leagues and
So for FIFA 20, nah, like when after playing that, I was like, I'm not really trying to use this 50K coin team anymore. So I was just like, I'll just play next year. I just waited until FIFA 21. I just kept playing pro clubs.
oh,
And
okay.
at that time, I also used to play competitive 11v11 pro clubs. I used to play like leagues for that.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that was fun. But I think going into 21, I played in some in-person tournaments and won some of those. And
Mm-hmm.
then that was like the month before, I think, FIFA 21. And then from, like we said, FIFA 21, my ping sucked. So then I ended up getting delayed till the next year. But yeah.
Oh, so then in FIFA 21, like
Mhm.
around April time, that's when you were really
That's when I
playing and
started.
then
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
That's
you got
when
yourself a nice team pretty quickly.
yeah. Yeah, because
Okay.
during TOTS, if you get like one top 200, you're like guaranteed millions of coins.
Right.
And that was just, I think over the course of a month, my team like went up like 15 to 20 million coins in like a month.
Right. So what rank were you getting during
So
those weekend
that
leagues?
for team of the season, I basically was like top 200 every week. Sometimes
Oh
I would miss
wow.
top 200 just on the skill rating, but
Uh-huh.
like usually every week was like 28 or 29 wins for the most part.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really impressive.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like as someone that's as good as you, it's so easy to boost your team because you play, a couple weekend leagues and then you gotta get your those really great rewards and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why team of the season. Well, I don't know if it's going to be good this year because the way they changed the reward system for weekend league. But
Mm-hmm.
in past years, when you got top 200, you were guaranteed 11 team of the season players in one pack, and so
Right.
like you're getting 11 out of, I think last year was 15 in each team.
Uh-huh.
There's no way you weren't getting one like competent player that was worth over a million coins. And then on top of that, you're getting 4 to 5 reds. And then on top of that, you're getting like, I think 400 K packs or something like that. So like the rewards are crazy, you know?
Right. So
So it's
do you
nice.
think the rewards will be worse this time around with the way it's set up?
If it stays the same, yeah, because like even if you get rank one, you're getting three, was it? I think it's 3 team of the season packs, but times three. So you're getting
Right.
like you can get the same player twice. But
Mm-hmm.
in those packs, you were guaranteed 11 different players. So like it
Mm.
wasn't possible to get the worst player back to back,
Yeah.
you know. But like in this,
Right.
like I could get the 3 worst players all 3 times technically.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So if they made it like rank one and you got 9 different players, then it would be fine. But they're not giving us that. So
Right.
we'll
Well,
see though.
I guess for like a player like myself, that's just okay.
Yeah.
That's just a schmo. Um, like I think team of the week packs, like for the last FIFA, you would have to hit elite, but I was like a gold one player. But for me, like me getting like rank five, I at least could get a team of the week pack.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
I
mean?
think
So,
I think that was the big thing of why they switched it. I think they made it easier for everybody to be able to get team of the week packs. But I think
mm-hmm,
by doing that,
mm-hmm,
it also lowered like the informs go for nothing in this game unless like a SBC comes out. Otherwise, like no inform is expensive on the game realistically. I mean, yeah, the market's low this year compared to usual, but I feel like team of the weeks come out and because everybody gets team of the weeks pretty easily, and because we can instantly claim our rewards, the prices just die so fast. But
right.
like last year, if you're, I don't know what the percentage, I forget the breakdown, but like not that many people were probably even getting Elite 3 realistically. And
Mm-hmm.
so like there's less of them on the market, which would boost their prices up a little bit more.
Right. So because there's so much supply in informs, the value of each inform would decrease.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. So then, going into 22 then, were you started from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how'd that go? Like just starting from the very
Yeah.
beginning until this point.
So the crazy thing is, which I think people don't believe me, is that like, so I started playing the game and like I was, doing good, winning, whatever. I made my meta team, stuff like that, you know. And I think it was like almost like about a month in. I don't know if you knew, but matchmaking used to be messed up on FIFA at one point, especially if you're at a high rank in
Mm-hmm.
terms of there was times when like when I was in a lead division, when I was at like top 20 on the leaderboard and stuff, it would take like 2 hours to get a game. Like it was like that excessive. And they ended up coming out and saying that there was a problem with it and they fixed it or whatever, which it's slightly better now. But at that time, I remember having, I think like Ben Yedder was playing striker or something. And I was just like, honestly, if I have to keep using this guy, like, and using some of these cards that I had, like gold Renato, so I was like, I don't even know if I want to play. Like it's using like terrible cards. It's just like when you do something that's like so simple and it just you don't score sometimes, like an easy pass and it just doesn't work. It's like frustrating. And
Yeah.
then I was just like, you know what? Like I don't even think I'm gonna play this anymore. And then I finished that weekend league. I'm pretty sure I picked in the span of 2 days, I picked Baby Puskas and Gold Neymar in the span of 2 days,
Oh
like
wow.
in the first month of the game. And
Uh-huh.
then my front three was Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, like in the first month.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously that's going to be way better than everybody I'm going to play for the next like 3 months probably
Yeah.
because that was like over 2 million coins.
Right.
And so then I was like, oh, okay, now it's fun again to play. But otherwise, like there was a high chance at the time that I was just going to stop playing Ultimate Team because like the team I had, I just like was not enjoying it that much. Especially like if you have to wait 45 minutes for a game, on average, like it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
But I was able to get a good team, and then they made it slightly more enjoyable. And I guess from there on out, I just was doing my thing, just playing weekend leagues, playing a little bit of elite division, and grinding the team to where we are now.
Yeah. For sure. So when did you start streaming then?
Yeah, so streaming started, I think. So what happened was during Team of the Year, I'd saved at least 100 to 150 packs, including like 83 times 25, 85 times 10, like all that stuff, like for like a good month or two. And one of my friends streams, and I told him I was like, if you want, I can stream my point of view. You can pull it up and like play it as if it's your stream, essentially, like opening the packs. People will want to watch pack opening. He's like, oh yeah, like I'll do that. So we were doing that, and like I was opening packs like for 3 hours probably. Like it was crazy how long we were opening packs for. And then he finally ended his stream, and then he's like, "Are you gonna stay live?" And I was like, "I mean, if people want to see me open the rest, like sure, I'll just stay live and open the rest. Like it's not a big deal. Like keep in mind, like I don't think I even had I don't know if I had a mic on or I definitely didn't have a face cam on, and I had 5 upload speed was my internet. So like the stream was terrible quality, and we're streaming off the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, sure. So I streamed it, and I ended up finding a way to get my mic to work on the Xbox stream, which was awesome. And then I ended up streaming that day for I think 12 hours, just opening packs for 12 hours and talking to people and stuff like that. And my boy, his name is Jake Olazo. I don't know if you know him. He rated me with all of those people that were watching his stream at the time and brought him over to like watch the rest of the packs. And so then I realized I was like talking to people while opening them. I was like, this is kind of fun. Like, rather than sitting by myself and opening these packs for hours, I
Right.
get people to talk to, meet people I never ever would meet in my life. And I was like, this is kind of cool. So I did that. So then the next day I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to keep opening the rest of the packs because that's how many packs I'd say, like 12 hours, and I still didn't finish. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. The next day I went live again and people came through, whatever. I was like, this is, like it's kind of crazy, just like how you meet people and people come back, people interact with you. And I was like, I was really, really having fun. And so I was like, okay. And then I decided, I was like, okay, people are like, we would really like to see you play. And so I was like, okay, like I'll stream Weekend League. And so that same Weekend League, I ended up playing, but because my internet was so bad, partially the stream would look slightly pixelated, which I don't know if anyone really wants to watch pixelated. Personally, I didn't even like as the streamer seeing my stream look like that.
Yeah.
But my ping was jumping up to like 200 because like my internet just could not handle it. And so like after that week, I was just like, I have to either get new internet or like I just can't stream because that's the reason why I never streamed. Like I've always wanted to stream for a long time,
Yeah.
but the reason I never streamed was my internet was just not good enough. And
Hmm.
so crazy enough, I ended up getting fiber like a month later, which was like, I guess, it worked out like just convenient timing. And I got fiber. And so when I got fiber, that was around, I think it was the day after Valentine's Day, so February 15th. That was my first official stream, new internet. I got a PC, a monitor, everything. I was like, all right, this is the first day. So technically, I don't really count those Xbox days as my first streams,
Hmm.
but like the first true official day was February 15th, I believe. And I think since that day, I don't think I've missed a day on
Oh
stream
wow.
every single day. And I was using my Xbox headset to talk, which it did not sound that good on stream, but you got to grind. You just got to you got to
Yeah.
make it work, and the new internet made it way more enjoyable, but we made it work. It was just gameplay stream. I couldn't, because I was actually streaming on PC at that point, actually, like I said. So I was able to put graphics finally on the stream, which was cool, and do like set up all the bots and all that stuff. And so yes, that was the first day. And I guess each day, like the support was just crazy. And I was just like, I don't know, like I get on every day, and it's hard to like when people are just so supportive, it's hard to not get on. It's just like
Right.
it's so exciting, it's amazing. Like, I'm appreciative of it. And so I'm trying to, if people want to see it, I just try to give back and give people what they want a little bit.
Right. Yeah,
That's kind of that's the start.
right. That's great, man. I'm glad you got started. And man, it's only been 2 months, huh? 2 months of
Yeah,
streaming.
just over 2 months, crazy.
Yeah, how's it all feel just to have gotten started and you streaming every day and getting so much
Yeah.
support and all this following?
I mean, when I started, I did not imagine to be where I am. And like, if you were to tell me to put a goal in 2 months from that day I started, I would not have expected to be where I am right now, like not even close. But I mean, I do think like I know I've helped other people that stream before in the past, and I've always had like I feel like pretty good ideas and like
Yeah.
setting things up and doing things. So when I started, I had a good idea of what to do and what to incorporate and stuff that I could use in my stream that would maybe keep people around or enjoy the stream. And so like incorporating all that, and then a lot of it was working, and then getting the support, like you said, it's just when you're getting supported like that, you're just appreciative. Like, so I tell people on stream, like, I don't even know what to say sometimes. Like you're just sitting there, like you're speechless.
Right.
You just feel so grateful, and I don't know, but and then we took the next step finally, and we got the face cam after like
Right.
a month and a half, which
Hmm.
that was a big step, and people were excited about. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is, and I could be wrong, but I feel like the biggest thing is I stayed consistent, and I think that's what has helped. I don't think necessarily needing to stream every single day, like that might not be healthy for most people to do that.
Hmm.
But I feel like if I was streaming like once or twice a week, random times of the day, not really a set schedule, like I don't know, I don't think I would have grown like how I did. But I think like being consistent, getting on at the same time usually, stuff like that, and people knowing when to expect me on, I feel like that has made a big difference too if you're trying to grow as someone
Hmm.
that's smaller. But I guess maybe that's just my experience. I'd have to talk to people. I know though in general, like YouTube wise and stuff like that, people have said like being consistent is always, the way to go. But I don't know. How long have you been streaming for?
I'm coming up on 2 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what
I'm
made you
coming.
start?
I was playing a lot of FIFA at the time during the pandemic,
Mm,
and I wasn't working at the time. And I just
yeah.
figured, why don't I start something like a fun project or be a little bit more productive with my gaming. So
Uh-huh.
I bought like all the equipment and then I just started. And it's just
Yeah.
essentially just starting from scratch.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, in the beginning, it's like you're streaming, but you only get like
Mhm.
maybe one person that come across.
Mhm.
And, but, eventually it just slowly started growing. And then I started interacting with the viewers and all the other streamers. And
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's pretty
That's
much it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, because like I said, I've always wanted to stream, but
Hmm.
because my internet just was not good, I couldn't. But I always had people like telling me for years, like I'm just for the most part, like most games I've played, I've been like above average usually, I'm pretty good at. People have
Yeah.
always said, like, why don't you stream? Like people would watch you, whatever, whatever. Like people want to see like if you have good gameplay, that's one thing, but like also if you're like I feel like pretty chill and like good vibes and stuff like that, people will stick around. And so people were like, you kind of meet the criteria that like I would personally watch. And I was like, oh, like, we appreciate the kind words, obviously, but maybe one day, I guess finally I just was like, you just got to do it. My internet sucked and I still went live and I tried it and made it work. And seeing people come through, even when the stream was pixelated and, chilling with me, I was just like, that just shows you like, you can make it happen. You got to start somewhere. If you keep putting it off, you'll never get started.
Yeah, most certainly, man. And for you, like in your span of 2 months, like you were saying, the consistency part and having that same set schedule is a huge
Mhm.
part of like the growth and for you to have the following that you do. And on
Mhm.
top of that, you're really good. The fact that you're
Thank
good
you.
too, people are coming in and they want to see like, oh, I'm looking at a 20-0 weekend league player. Like, okay, I'm gonna follow this guy. I'm gonna keep watching this
Yeah,
guy and showing some support. So I feel like all the things you mentioned and the fact that you're really good at the game, is just
yeah,
it's just
yeah, definitely.
a
I think
huge growth
too,
spurt. Yeah.
yeah, I
Hmm.
think what also helped me start, like I know a lot of people, it's definitely hard because there were days, sometimes you're sitting between, 0 to 3, 4 people,
Right.
and maybe people aren't even talking in the chat, you're kind of just chilling by yourself. It's not easy.
Right.
But I think like I was slightly more lucky because I feel like I'm pretty interactive in the FIFA community and like a
Okay.
lot of people know who I am. And so like when I was first starting, there were days where I was low like that, but like I had like a lot of friends that also stream and that they'd raid me and try to help me out and put me on. And I knew a lot of people, so they'd know like, oh, Yoshi's streaming, like let me go check him out. Like let's just go chill with him for a little bit, stuff like that. So like that helped me in terms of like, if you have 7 people rather than one, it's easier for that eighth person to find you rather than a second person to find you out of one because there's so many people streaming. And I think that definitely helped kickstart me because I was no face cam, which I know people don't like to watch a lot of times. And it was just strictly I was just playing gameplay. I was not really opening packs or anything. I was just playing the game. And so having people that were like in my corner helping me out, like for that, like I'll always be grateful to those people for helping me out and getting started.
Yeah, right. So I've heard of like streamers when they got started, they already knew like other streamers and they're
Mhm,
supporting them and watching them. So
mhm.
like once you get started, then it's like they're willing to help you out and
Mhm.
raid you and watch you
Yeah.
and yeah, and I've noticed for me, like I've been doing the same for other people that just started streaming too. And
Mhm.
it's like you're trying to get them to affiliate and you just like lurking and you just chilling in the
Mhm.
streams just to help them out.
Yeah.
Um, but I remember when I started, like I didn't know anybody. I was like literally starting from
Yeah.
scratch. I didn't even really know what I was doing. And
Mhm.
then like that's why in the beginning it was really tough. But then
Yeah.
eventually, just being consistent and just keep on streaming, like you do hit that
Mhm.
affiliate point and then you do meet other people. So,
Yeah.
you know, it has contributed to my growth.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think the thing that people take for granted is like when you first launch your stream, you can't just expect to go from, like just turn it on and 50 people just randomly show up to your stream. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, and I think a lot of people they get caught up in the views, the views, the views. But like my perspective was I was playing the game anyways, and I knew there was some like just friends that just wanted to see me play and stuff like that. And so I was like, I'm playing the game anyways. I'm playing for fun. I wasn't worried about if one person was watching me, 20 people were watching me, 100 people are watching. Obviously, it's nice if you see more people in there. It'll feel better, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, I was like, instead of playing the game alone by myself, like why not just talk to a few people, or why not show people that like even if no one's talking, they want to see me play. So I'll just show them, and stuff like that. So, but I think people get caught up too much in the views and comparing themselves to other people. But like, and I know it's sometimes not easy to not compare, but I feel like you just gotta grind and do your thing, and just over time it will come. Like if you're putting in the time, it will come. That's just my opinion. Because like to put it more into perspective, I think like in the last month, I would have to check my Twitch summary. I think I put in like 150 hours in 30 days or something like that. And so like I've been streaming not only consistently, but I've been streaming pretty a lot of hours, at least in my opinion. I feel like it's a lot, especially with being busy most of the day. But like there's people that you can't just turn on your stream at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then the next day wait a week and then turn it on at 1 in the morning, and like no consistency, no schedule, and just expect people to show up. Like why, if I know like, oh, okay, Koballa is going to be live every day, 6 p.m. My time. Even if I don't see you put a notification, I'll be on Twitch and be like, oh, like Koballa should be live right now. Let me see. And then I'll go
Right.
look,
Right.
it's like I'm used to it. And
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like that's a big thing that people fail to see. But for the most part, like you're saying too, as I've grown, I like to try to raid people that like either I know and that were newer and that are trying to work their way up. Because like
Mm-hmm.
I know it makes them happy and excited. It's awesome to see, also putting people, on, but it's like meeting new people, like for example, like meeting you and stuff like that. Or like, there's I've over these 2 months, I've met so many people. And so like I feel like, a lot of people like we take care of each other kind of, like we
Right.
try to put each other on, we're trying to all grow together. And so I think interaction is very big in networking, rather than just always just turning on your stream, playing the game and just doing your own thing. I think part of growing is, networking with people. So going back to what I originally said, and let me know if I'm talking too much,
No, no, you're
but
good. Keep on going.
it's like when I first started, just to shout out some people's names. Like I said, like Jay Golazzo, he supported me crazy at the beginning. I don't know if you know Jordy Reyes. He used to play in EMLS. He's a really good player, super nice guy. He put me on so many times. He'll still put me on. Like there's so many people. Like I've met like Davis Bros. I don't know if you've ever seen his stuff.
Right.
Like
Uh-huh.
JD, like he's put me on. I've rated him, but it's not even about rating each other. It's just like I talk to him, not necessarily a daily basis, but we'll talk to each other a few times a week. Dodes, I've talked to him a few times a week. I talk to you a few times a week. There's like, I don't know if I think it's Glow Meta Dan now on Twitch. Like I've talked to him a few times and he's rated me and stuff. And it's just like interacting with all these people that are also streaming, and either just being in their chats and trying to help them out, and they're trying to help me out. We're all like, I feel like everybody's just been slowly rising, but like if I was to just have not really interact with anybody and just do my own thing, put my head down and just try to grow, I'm sure you could still make it work. But like why not, sometimes you have to help others to help yourself.
Right.
It can't just always be about yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like some of those people have truly helped me in terms of starting out and getting up there.
Yeah.
And so, like I said earlier, like for that, I'm grateful. But those would be my tips for people that are trying to start streaming.
For sure, definitely. And those are great tips and great points in helping you get started with streaming and for you to continue on with your growth. I do want to hit on that point where you're talking about just having that community, that FIFA community, everybody supporting each other in terms of growth, in terms of growing your content, your following, and also, supporting the viewers. Sometimes they'll just come on your streams and they'll ask for help. And then I know you do that too. You do team reviews and they ask you about certain players, if they should get him, and you offer like great tips in helping him out. And I think that's why, that's like a huge reason why I still do this. Like this is why I still enjoy streaming, and also why I got started with the podcast too, which was about a little over a year ago. And me just networking and trying to
Mhm.
get other streamers and just talk to them and let the viewers get to know them a bit more outside of the
Mhm.
streaming. Those are things like I really enjoyed. That's why I kept, pursuing it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the biggest thing was if you're doing it and you're not actually having fun, then I feel like you shouldn't really be doing it. Like
Right.
I feel like if I'm getting on every day and I'm streaming the game and I'm not having fun, I'm not really, barely interacting with the chat or stuff like that. It's just like I don't know. I feel like the reason I stream is because it's just fun getting to meet people that like I'm literally meeting people from Australia, Europe, Africa, South America. Like I would never have ever talked to these people. And then the fact that like we're talking on a, almost a daily basis with a lot of these people and, they're telling me about their life and, you're really getting to know people. It's just like, it's crazy. And like, you can make an impact on these people and they make an impact on you as well. And it's just like, it's pretty crazy to think about that. You can turn on from your own house, like you're sitting in your room, you can just click a button, go live, and people from all parts of the world can just sit there and talk to you. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. When I first turned on Twitch, I never thought it would play out like this and you could socialize uh in this type of way virtually
Mhm.
and have like a global reach
Yeah.
with other people that are interested in playing FIFA.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
that's
what I
what
mean?
it is
Yeah.
crazy. Like I think the other day, I think it was yesterday, I met someone from South Africa. I'm pretty sure there's somebody that comes into my channel from Japan, somebody from
Hmm.
like Peru, France. It's like, when in my life would I randomly talk to somebody from any of those countries? Like, like from where I'm at in the United States, like there's just no way you would have ever talked to these people. And so the fact that like because we both play the same game and we're able to just bond over that and then just, just chill, vibe, talk, have a good time. It's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Even like, I think there was the other day, I had someone that was from Italy and they barely spoke English. And so I was just
Hmm.
using Google Translate to speak with them. And
Uh-huh.
they were like having a good time, I think, at least, because like they've came
Yeah.
back multiple times and like we've chilled, we've talked with each other. It's like I don't even speak the same language as them, and they still clicked on the channel to see what was going on. They still tried their best to talk English, and I did my best to speak Italian. It's just
Right.
like that's just like crazy though. And
Yeah.
like even though Google Translate's probably not perfect, but like it gets the job done, and we're able to communicate with each other. And like
Uh-huh.
I think that's just like it's just really crazy.
Right.
Like with all the differences and the barriers and language barriers and that we might have, you're still able to meet these people and just have a good time.
For sure. Yeah, you might need one of your mods to do that job, be like a translator, Tell
For
them to
real.
Google Translate. Like you say it and then he'll translate and put it in the chat.
That's what I need for real.
That's what I need too. Because I get some of these Spanish speakers coming through.
That's I need to work on my Spanish, to be honest. That's one of the things I got to work on. I used to
Uh-huh.
know Spanish a little bit, but when you stop using the language, you lose it.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That is
but
absolutely true. Um, so one thing I do want to ask, I definitely want to ask you this is, do you ever want to see yourself go in the pro scene or the competitive scene and maybe do like
mm,
qualifiers?
so like last year, I 100% wanted to play, but
Okay.
then, like I said, my internet was mudded, and so by the time I played, it was too late to try to qualify for anything, which sucked. But and then this year, right when the game came out, they decided that it's going to be PlayStation only, so we couldn't compete this year.
Mm.
Which I
Yeah.
guess unless you were like I think there's like official discords for EA. If you were in those, you might have had like a little inside scoop. And like I heard about it, but nothing was confirmed by EA yet. So like, and getting a PS5 was hard at the time.
Right.
And so like I kind of got like didn't really have the ability to play this year if I wanted to. But going next year with crossplay, if they allow Xbox to play again like they used to, I mean, I feel like I might try at the beginning just to see what's going on. The thing is with the pro scene though, is like I feel like early on, well, two things that suck. One is there's restrictions, which restrictions need to be in place, otherwise people will spend $10,000 on the game. And it's not
Mm-hmm.
fair. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like if you see the team I play with now on stream, which I've never had a team like this in my life, but I would not be able to use this team on a daily basis because I would be restricted to using like one team of the year card, not seven,
Yeah.
But I think I like to be competitive, and it's not like necessarily about money, but at the same time, if I'm putting all that time in, and I'm also RTG, like I don't spend money on the game, so like I'll probably be at a disadvantage most likely going into the tournament team wise. But if I'm putting in all this time, really trying to hone in my skills, sitting there, 12 hours playing a qualifier, and in some of the tournaments, you literally can finish second place and get $0. That's just like so demotivating. It's
Yeah.
like, and I know, like I said, it's not necessarily about money because like you just want to be the best to be the best. But like if I'm focusing and putting that much time in, it's like a lot of there's a decent amount of pros. I feel like the majority of pros, they don't really stream like that much unless they're streaming their qualifiers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you start to lose your sense of like not everybody, but you start to lose your sense of like just, maybe more casual play. Not that like I still play competitively, even though it's like casual technically, but like when you're so focused on like if I'm playing in a qualifier, for example, I might not open an icon pack. I need to save my coins, and stuff like that. Like you lose your content a little bit. I guess was the word I was looking for. And
Mm-hmm.
so like that you got to find, I guess, a healthy balance there. But word on the street is that they might be only even with crossplay, they might be keeping it PlayStation only. So if that's the case, I would either have to buy a PS5 or just keep chilling on Xbox doing my thing. So I don't
Got it.
know. I feel like I would be interested in playing 2v2 competitive though,
Mm-hmm.
because I like 2v2 a lot. Co-op is so fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know a few people, and I have a partner that I've played with for like almost 2 years now. Like
Yeah.
even before co-op became a big thing, just like last year, we used to just always play co-op. I feel like we're both pretty good at the game. And I do actually think if we played on PS this year, which, people that don't really know me that are pros would probably think I'm crazy because like I've never competed before. Obviously it's different. But I do think we could have actually competed towards the top because like we've played some people that we've known that are pretty good, and like if you're good, you're good. Like even though we're on Xbox, like if you're good, you're good at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
like even though there's people that's try to knock like, oh, you're not on PS5, but it's like most of the people, like if you come on Xbox, are you going to be winning like 250 games in a row without losing type thing? Like probably not. You know, and so I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see. We got to see what they decide to do, and we're still like 5-6 months away.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's definitely a possibility, but I'm not 100% committed to doing that either.
Got it.
Yeah.
I I personally would want you to because you're really good.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Thank you.
since you're so good, it's like you might as well try it out and see how well you
Yeah.
do. Even if it means purchasing a PS5, I feel
Yeah.
like for someone as good as yourself, like it's definitely worth trying. I
Yeah.
I personally think. And just to see how it is and see what the competitive scene is like. And then along the way you could still like you're doing well content creating wise, so you could still continue to stream as you do it,
Mhm.
make some money there and like
Yeah.
hopefully, maybe do well in the qualifiers, play in the E World Cup, Wouldn't
That would
that
be
be crazy?
crazy. Yeah. I don't know. I know there's some really good players out there. Like
Right.
because like I said, I get around in the community and like watch a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
There's some people I watch, I'm like, holy, like I know people always ask me like, oh, like I want to play you to see where I compare. And like that's one thing about competitive, like, that just competing just to see where you compare to everybody else is like the interesting thing. Because like realistically, like I know a lot of people, like, because money was a topic I kind of brought up. Like, money is not necessarily like I work a job anyways. Like I'm
Mhm.
not streaming for money. Like I'm streaming just for
Yeah.
enjoyment and to play the game. But
Yeah.
like it's just that. So like seeing where I compete compared to those people competing would definitely be interesting. But you definitely have to be willing to put in like a lot of time into that as well. Like
Right.
I know that this year specifically, like really honing in on certain mechanics and like knowing different, there's always like a new tactic that comes out that's OP, or something. And you always got to be up to date. And so
Yeah.
it would be interesting though. I know there's a lot of people that have asked me, and there's actually a few people that like have been in my chat saying like, they know people that are at certain orgs that like you should head up and see, maybe they could sponsor you to get a PS5 or something like that to help
Mm.
you compete. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like maybe not. Maybe that's a good idea, but I guess right now, just because we're in April, like there's no point of having a PS5 right now. I guess like I don't really
Sure.
want to go on PS5 with a gold team and during team of the season because I
Yeah.
just that would not be fun. But going into next year, I guess I don't want to rule anything out. It's possible. We have to see. Hopefully, they just allow crossplay and they allow us to stay on Xbox because
Uh-huh.
I also like the Xbox controller better,
Yeah.
and we're able to just, if it's crossplay anyways, I don't see why the qualifiers can't be crossplay as well.
Uh-huh. For
But
sure.
I think it would be cool, like if you obviously it's not easy because I know people have been playing for years and it's hard to qualify. But if you do qualify, like getting to travel the world to go to like and meet other people that are super cracked at the game and playing in a tournament, like that'd probably be dope. Like I know they've been to like London, Romania, like Paris, stuff like that for tournaments. So that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, that'd be an amazing experience. I'd love to do that. If only I was good. um, but so for you, who do you enjoy watching? And who do you probably learn from other streamers or pro players?
Well, like the first person that definitely we've helped each other, I truly think, but I
Okay.
have learned from him a lot is Jay Golazzo. So I don't know if
Okay.
you know who that is, but he's like so good at the game. Like people think I'm good. Like we've never played, we played each other one time in a co-op game, which I don't count because your partners could be, my partner could be better, his partner could be better. We never
Mm-hmm.
played each other like one-on-one because I know we're just boys. We don't really care to play each other. But
Yeah.
like because we've played together and we've talked together so much, there's like little things I've told him, like, oh, you should do this, certain way or skill move. And there's certain things he's taught me. And like I've watched him play. I'm like, oh, like that's a good move, or like that works every time I'm getting pressed, I should do that. Or every time you do certain things defensively. And so like I've definitely learned from him quite a bit, certain things in his game, and definitely put him into my game. And because we play co-op together, if we're in a tight game, I'm like, oh, do this, do this, do this. And so then you do it, and you're like, whoa, like that works. It's like you learn stuff like that. But other
Mm-hmm.
streamers wise, I'm trying to think like, I feel like it might sound crazy, but like the way I learn, like there are like little things you might see other people do, but I feel like the way I learn is playing against people that do certain things. And so like last year, for example, when I was playing FIFA 21 and like I matched like GN, I don't know if you know who that is. He's like a good pro player. And like I've matched a few other guys. And when you play against them, you're like, oh, he keeps doing this stuff when he's down the line. He keeps doing this in the box. Like I need to incorporate that into my game. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like little things. Like watching people, you can definitely learn. But I feel like when you truly play against somebody, you can like really, really notice like what's killing you. Like what is this guy doing that is really annoying for me to go against? When I'm attacking, what is he doing defensively? Or when I'm trying to defend him, he keeps doing this, and like it's
Mm-hmm.
so unpredictable. It becomes a guessing game, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that was like my best way to grow. But actually, this is so funny because I guess for people that have siblings, is my brother plays FIFA too,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason I learned stuff is just so that I would be better than him. And so, like for example,
Okay.
like last year, like croquet to cancel was like a big thing, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I never croquet to cancel at the beginning of the game. I was just like I see people doing it, but like people were doing it like randomly at half field, and it wasn't doing anything. Like I just like this move is like overused, and stuff like that. And then like I start playing as my brother, and like he was doing it like in the box and like actually like glitching through the defender. And like I noticed like pros were also doing it, and I was like, oh no, like it's actually like the best move in the game, or like one of the better moves. And he was doing it all the time. Like, all right, like now I gotta go learn how to do it consistently. That way when I play him, like I'm still better than him, And
Yeah.
like he would do like elasticos, reverse elasticos. Like before FIFA 21, truly, like I knew skill moves a little bit, but not really. I did not know skill moves going into 21 truly, which is like
Okay.
crazy. Because if you watch me play now, like all I do is skill a lot. And so like now when I play, the reason I learned like a good like 4 to 5 skill moves, obviously I want to get better, but it was because my brother learned them and he was
Okay.
using them. And I was just like, if he knows them, I definitely have to know them too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
you can't let your sibling be better. You have
Right.
that little like it's crazy to say, but like you're a lot of times people are most competitive like with their sibling rather than like somebody that they don't know. And
Yeah.
so I was like, he learned all this stuff, and I was like, all right, time for me to learn it. And then I took it to like a slightly like next level, obviously, in terms of
Mhm.
like, he was good at it, but like I knew truly when to use the moves and every single, people can only do a move maybe from like one direction. I know how to do it from like 360 degrees, which, someone that's really cracked at the game might not think that's much, but like, from going from knowing nothing to knowing everything, it's like, I feel like it's a pretty big jump, and it helps you in your game. And so I guess I would have to attribute some of my success to my brother, because the competitiveness had driven me to become slightly better. That's probably one of the big ways.
For sure. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. They bring
Yeah,
out the best in you.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I'd see him do it. He would even tell me, like, he wasn't even like spiteful. He'd be like, no, like if you add this move, like trust me, like you're
Hmm.
already good, but like do this, like, and you
Yeah.
you would be smarter when you use it. That's what he would tell me. Like you would use them at a better time than me probably. So like you should learn
Hmm.
it. So like I go learn the moves, and then I do them. I'm like, oh, like this is crazy, like knowing little different things. And so
Right.
like that was one way I learned. And honestly, sometimes just playing offline, which is crazy. People think it's crazy, but like going into skill games and just messing around, that's like a really, really good way to learn stuff if you don't, if you're ever trying to get better, like skill
Mm.
wise.
Hmm.
That's how I like learned a lot of my skill moves.
Got it. Makes
Yeah.
sense. So, um, you probably already mentioned this already. What are like your top tips on how to become a better FIFA player for someone like an average Joe like myself?
Okay. So yeah, what I usually tell people is
Uh-huh.
work on your right stick player switching. So being able to switch to whichever player you actually want to defend with at the time, or like, if you want to pull somebody up to press and then quickly switch to somebody else to cut off a passing lane, that's like really big. That's like one of the biggest gaps I feel like in the game is people have struggled to switch between their defenders.
Mm.
I feel like another big thing is not pulling your center backs out of position. I feel like people do that. So like if I'm able to just play a 1-2 pass and I'm already through on goal, like that's terrible defending. And so
Mm-hmm.
like not pulling your CBs out of position, but also knowing when you can pull your CB to actually win the ball. Because like when I play, I do use my CBs quite a bit, but that's because like if I use them, I'm either using them to cut off a pass, just win the ball, or sometimes force a player into a different area of the pitch, just so that's less dangerous for me. But then also sometimes just running your CDMs back, as annoying as that might be to play against, just running your CDM back, but knowing when to make that switch finally to the CB and not letting someone just literally run in a straight line past your whole defense. That's defensive tips. Attacking wise, I'd say, especially if you have 5-star skillers, you should learn like 3-4 skill moves that you can use around the box to help you create space. And I think the biggest thing that people have is they do not have patience when they're in the box, or like composure in terms of like when you're one-on-one, sometimes just taking an extra touch to see if the guy's going to move the goalie, which way, stuff like that. Or, sometimes they think like just because you have a good shooting opportunity, you can create a better shooting opportunity. And so like sometimes people will be watching me play and they're like, oh, just why don't you shoot it? Just click shoot. And like, I might lose the ball, but then like 8 other times where I actually do the extra little turn or extra pass or something, and then I score, and people are like, oh my gosh, like that was crazy. It's like most people when they're in the box, if they have a shooting opportunity, they just shoot. But like sometimes you just got to be like slightly more patient, I feel like. And I feel like with those tips, a lot of people have actually, there's people that I know in my Discord that went from like 12 wins to 16 wins, and some people that went from 17, 18 to even getting 20 and O's. Some people have used my custom tactics to try and see if it helped them. It made a difference. So, I know people don't like to think tactics, but I feel like this year, for some reason, with all the different formations that are out there that work, having tactics that are like truly proper are big. But I guess at the end of the day, like the end all be all is how you truly play. So if you are trying to play how I play the game and it does not fit your play style, it's not going to work for you.
Mm.
But you know what your strengths are, so play to your strengths. Obviously, if you see I'm doing something good, maybe work on it and try to make it into your game. But
Right.
like if you like to, just you possess the ball more, then keep playing possess the ball. But like personally, I like to play super fast. If you're not able to play super fast, don't force to play super fast just because you see other people that are good at playing super fast. There's people that can win using all different play styles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So knowing how you play is the biggest thing, which it's funny because people are like, what do you think I should do better? I'm like, well, or like, who should I use on my team? And it's like, I ask them like, what's your play style? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, people don't know how they play. They don't realize it
Right.
until you actually like point things out. And it's just like really interesting to see. It's like simple question, but it's not a simple question at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, those are great tips and appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Um, so it's already been an hour. Um, I do want to ask you like two more questions before I
Okay.
let you go.
Okay.
Um, so first being, I know you coach J Rich. Shout out to my guy J Rich Seven
Yeah.
for his qualifiers in
Yes.
NA.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Was that your first time coaching? And if it was, how's that experience?
So like I've done like helping people, but as terms of qualifiers, yeah, it's the first time I actually helped someone in a qualifier. And it was very interesting. I think the biggest thing when coaching is like I just wanted to play the game. Like I wanted to be like let me have the controller quick. Like I
Uh-huh.
wanted to play so bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching him play, and it's like, I'm just like, I want to be the one playing the game,
Right.
rather than telling someone how to play the game. But like he did his thing, honestly. He played well, but we talked about it, and I know he could have done better. He knows he could have done better. There's little things that at that level, the little things are what make a difference. That's what separates people. And having good mental, because everybody knows the mechanics when you're at the top of the game. You're playing against the top, 20 people or something in the region. Everybody knows what they're doing. You're
Mm-hmm.
not playing someone that's just like, you're playing someone that plays the game all the time
Right.
and they're good at it. So the little things is what makes a difference. And like I said, we talked about it. I think for the next qualifier, because I'm pretty sure you said he's qualified. Hopefully he'll work on those things by then. And I think he can do very well the next one. I think he
Okay.
can do very well. But yeah, to answer your question, it was definitely different. And it's really weird watching someone play the game and telling them how to play it rather than being the one actually controlling the players.
Uh-huh. Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah, it's awesome, but like sometimes I just felt like, like at the end of the day, like if someone's trying to tell me to do something, which I'm not saying he did this at all.
Uh-huh.
But I'm saying like me personally, if someone's coaching me, like it's easy to just like, either get annoyed with the person or just like
Right.
if things are not going your way in the game, or it's just like, like I'm the one controlling the players. And so like when they're saying like little things, sometimes it's just like, like it's just different. Telling someone to do it rather than being the one actually controlling it is hard. But I do think having someone behind you coaching you, I do think it makes a difference. I actually do think,
Yeah.
because like they're looking at things like you're just focused on, playing the game, and the guy can tell you like, oh, like this guy's in a formation, he keeps doing this, this, this. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like when I'm playing, I'll be like, sitting there even on stream. I'm like, guys, like what formation is this guy in? Like I can't even tell. And I look at the
Right.
chance, some guy be like, oh, like he's playing like a 4-2-3-1. I'm like, oh, okay, bad. Like when I play 4-2-3-1, I usually use these tactics, or when I play against this formation, I like to use this or play a certain style or something.
Yeah.
It's like having someone that's paying attention for you and you don't have to worry about it, or someone that'll be like, telling you to like watch certain things, or like someone that's like analyzing your gameplay while you're in it is really helpful. Because
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've ever done it. If you actually go back and watch your games, like especially like where you lose or something, and you see like what you messed up, you might not even realize what you did in the game. But when you actually go back and watch it, or if someone's watching it live, they'll notice that like, oh, like you keep pulling your CB too far this way. And then I'm like,
Right.
oh shit, like was I really pulling my CB? I'm like, yeah, like pay attention. Like you keep doing, or like you keep making this pass and it keeps getting blocked, like he's using this play, like do this, this, this. It does help. It really does.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think
Yeah, absolutely.
so
Mm-hmm.
interesting for sure though.
For sure. Yeah. So then the last thing I want to ask is, what are your plans with FIFA and content creating for the rest of the way,
Okay.
or rest of
So
21, or not 21? I'm sorry, FIFA 22.
yeah, so I mean, we're gonna stream every day. That's the goal still. I don't wanna end that streak, at least as of now. I feel like it's pretty cool. Um, we might be doing a 24-hour stream soon. I'm not sure if I'll pull it off or not. We'll see. Um, but I think the goal is just, keep helping other people out that come into the chat with teams and all that stuff, like you said. And then we got the TikTok started going. So been posting some fire clips over there. Maybe I have to start up a YouTube eventually
Mm.
to start getting content over there. I feel like a lot of people have told me getting out on all platforms of social media is big. Because like right now I only use Twitch, Twitter, which Twitter I don't even use like too much. I
Yeah.
use it, but not like insane amount. And then TikTok. And I feel like for TikTok, I do need to be getting more. Like I get a lot of clips every day, and I just need to get them out there. And
Yeah.
so I think just expanding in terms of that. But I don't know, just we do what the people want. So we see what they want in the stream, and if they want an icon pack or something, we send it, or what the content creation kind of just goes with the flow.
Got it. That's great to hear, and just hope you continue to grow and have more success, man.
I appreciate the kind words, but what are your plans? Are you just on the grind, or what are you more podcasts? I've seen you've been going crazy with the podcast recently.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to keep streaming, keep making FIFA content on YouTube, and yeah, I think I definitely want to keep doing the podcast. I really enjoy doing this and having people like yourself on here just to like pick your brain or share your experiences with FIFA and content creating. Um, I think it's a great way to network, and again, great way for people to get to know the streamers and the content creators. So
Yeah,
I want to keep doing it because I enjoy it. It's a lot of
yeah.
fun. Yeah, I
No,
like I like
that's
connecting with
awesome.
people like yourself, man. People who are
I
chill, who are
appreciate
really good at the game.
it.
So,
Yeah,
um,
no,
honestly, I met a lot.
definitely.
Yeah, I met a lot of amazing people through Twitch. So
Yeah,
I want to keep
yeah.
meeting more people. Try to grow as well on my end. Actually, I actually met two people in person through Twitch.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One was another streamer, and another was my mod, actually.
No, that's awesome, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
yeah,
That's exciting. It's crazy to go from, typing with someone or talking to them on the, internet to actually meeting them in person. That's awesome. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. Like the friendships you can make, it is actually crazy. It really is. So
yeah.
no, that's awesome.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because I feel like if I go to some other parts where, like, one of like the streamers I know pretty well, if I go to their
Mhm,
area, I might like go visit and actually meet him in
mhm,
person. Those are something in the realms of possibility for me. So that'd be
mhm.
kind of cool, man.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That
Yeah,
really is.
yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I mean, I just want to keep doing that, and hopefully, stuff like the podcast, streaming, YouTube. I hope it grows. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if you put in the work, I'm sure it'll work out for you. It's been, especially if you're putting out good content like you do, like there's no reason why. You just gotta you put the time in, you'll be rewarded, I'm sure.
100%. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Appreciate the
Yeah.
encouragement. Is there anything else, man? Anything else you want to
Um,
say before we end the podcast?
I should probably give a shout out to some of the boys, So
Yeah,
because
for
I did
sure.
I did give some names earlier. I did miss out on some pretty big people, but I say I don't know if you know who Chaboy is. He's a super amazing guy. He helps me out with like a lot of the stuff I do behind the scenes and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So, shout out to him for everything he does. Small Fry's another streamer that I met that I forgot to mention earlier, which I don't know how I forgot, but he's super, super, super nice guy. He's awesome. And
Absolutely. Legend.
he
He's a legend.
legend, yeah. Like I said, JD, Jay Golazzo, Jordy
Hmm.
Reyes, Koballa. If we don't check, you guys
Yeah,
got like
I
they're here, so
appreciate
I
it.
mean they gotta be in the stream. There's Dodes. I don't know if you know Dodes. He's
Hmm.
awesome as well. Elastics. I have so many mods. I could sit here and name 1,000 people, but those are some people that I know that have streamed.
Hmm.
I'm sure I missed somebody. I'm sorry if I missed you, but shout out to all those people and to everybody that's been around for the past 2 months.
Hmm.
But yeah, thank you again for inviting me out here to share some insight on what's been going on.
Yeah, and thank you for coming through. Really appreciate it. And where can people find you? Your Twitch, Twitter,
Yeah,
social media?
so all social medias, it's Yoshi with 2 Y's and 6 I's, which is crazy. I know we will get if anyone has a name change, hit my line, please and thank you. I am looking to make a name change because there's too many I's, but Yoshi with 2 Y's and 6 I's. And yeah, Twitter, Twitch every single night on Twitch, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And for the most part, we're trying to go every day on TikTok. We're trying to get a post out there as well.
Hmm. Awesome. Great. So I'll leave the links in the description below so you guys could check him out and support him. But that wraps it up, man. If you could, Yoshi, if you could stay a little bit after the live
Yeah,
stream, that'd be great. Just to
I
chat a
got
little
you.
bit. And for
Yeah,
everybody else that came through, J Rich, Fubu, FIFA College. Appreciate you guys coming through.